Zakk Wylde's on Zoom with us. How are you, Zakk?
I'm doing great. What are you doing? Just pounding back some Valhalla Java.
Of course you are, right? So None More Black. I mean, this is, first of all, I mean, where to start with this thing? You know, it's funny. I was talking to somebody the other day who was like 35 and had never seen Spinal Tap. I'm like, if you're a rock fan, you have to see Spinal Tap, right? I mean, it's the law, isn't it?
Of course. Yeah, of course. It's mandatory. You have to.
So None More Black.
Ozzy, actually, when Oz saw the movie, Oz said, he goes, Zakk, when I first saw it, I didn't realize it was a comedy. I thought it was a documentary about Black Sabbath.
I've heard some rock stars. I think David Coverdale said he was watching it in the back of the bus with Frankie Banali, and they were like kind of taken aback by it. And somebody else was in the bus, and they were laughing hysterically. I can't remember how the story went, but yeah, rock stars have taken that movie different directions, haven't they?
Oh, I mean, well, I just thought it was hilarious because he's just like, I was around for the majority of that. I mean, like with Stonehenge and Tap. When it was too small, remember, because on the napkin, he made it inches instead of feet. So they go, this is exactly what you wanted. And he goes, no, it isn't. We wanted, like Stonehenge. He goes, this is what you gave us. And it's inches, and he goes, oh. But anyways, Geezer said, when Sabbath went out, when Ian Gillan was in the band, on Born Again, the stage set was Stonehenge. But it was so gigantic, they couldn't fit it into half the arenas that they were playing, so it was the opposite. They couldn't use it because it was too big.
I just watched that not that long ago, and I didn't realize, and you catch new things on it all the time, but I didn't realize that all the guys were playing basses on Big Bottom. Like, I don't know why I never caught that before.
Totally, it's great.
Yeah. Anyways,
that's the whole thing. Yeah, with None More Black. That's what I said. We'll see if anybody gets it. You know what I mean? Just with their album cover. Just like, this thing's amazing. It's like so black. There is none more black.
And of course, that's classic. Your box set is just unbelievable. And by the way, this is a perfect Mother's Day gift, isn't it?
Oh, of course. I mean, but if you're hoping to get lucky, that's not going to happen. This box set will not help whatsoever.
Man, this thing, I mean, it's unbelievable. And by the way, happy birthday to Sonic Brew. It turns 22 today. Did you know that?
Wow. So it is today. Wow,
yeah.
22. We were just celebrating the 20th anniversary, so it was already 2 years gone by.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot's not happened in the past 2 years. But I mean, talk about what you've been doing during this time. You've been just working on this box set, getting BLS stuff going. What's going on?
Yeah, we're in the Black Vatican right now. We're just working on a new record. New black label Flavor Country Donuts for the next album. I guess, I mean, during the COVID, we obviously with the, the None More Black box set, and then we must have pumped out about 30 some odd, tracked about 30 songs. So we got that, and then, just putting the finishing touches on some stuff right now. We're going to be mastering it in a little bit. So it'll probably come out in November. But I guess we're doing Sturgis with Black Label. And then that's in August and October, the beginning, all of October and November, we're going to be rolling around the States. And then after that, we got, I think we're doing a Black Label Christmas, New Year's Eve run with the Arizona. We end up with the Arizona chapter. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully that's what's on the agenda for now. But I mean, hopefully everybody, has the shot, and then we can all, everything's back to normal again. You know what I mean? Then we can start doing tours again.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you've got to be jonesing to hit the stage. You're one of these guys that gets on the stage and doesn't seem to want to get off.
No, I mean, put it this way. I've been the last 20 plus years, I've been home. The longest I've been home, probably maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So the COVID break is pretty much, I've been enjoying spending time with my, with the kids and everything. And I wouldn't trade my situation for anything. I love touring, and I love rolling out and seeing our Black Label family everywhere, rolling with Oz, my Gen X brothers. And then when we do the Experience Hendrix thing, so, I mean, I'm always touring. So whether it's with Oz, Black Label, Zakk Sabbath, Generation X, Experience Hendrix, I'm usually home in about less than 2 weeks, and so I'm back out on the road with something else. So, I mean, I love it. I mean, every night I get up on stage, I look forward to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is like probably the longest I've been home in 20 plus years.
Yeah, a lot of guys have been saying that, and they say it's kind of a blessing in disguise, but I think a lot of them, probably like yourself, are ready to get back out.
Actually, no, I'm enjoying that. I'm loving every second of this one. So yeah, because once the grind starts rolling again, I think a lot of people are going to go, "Wow, remember 2020? That was pretty nice." No, I'm just saying, that being home with your family and just whatever. I'm just saying before the grind starts kicking in again,
Mm.
and yeah, and there's no breaks again. So I'm enjoying every second of it until we start rolling.
Yeah. And, if this whole thing happens to fall apart tomorrow and, you don't have any bands left, you could also make a living doing, cartoon commercials or voiceovers or something.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Or I'll just start doing infomercials from now on.
Dude,
I'll start selling ShamWow and everything else, man.
Yeah, that's so funny, man. That's a great infomercial.
Thanks a lot. Somebody was just like, "Oh, do you have somebody write this stuff for you?" I go, "No, this is just this the shenanigans and the stupidity just come naturally." So no, we don't need anybody to write any of this stuff.
Now, of course, if anyone has
It's
a
natural.
Yeah, that's for the box set, which is unbelievable. Like we were just mentioned, I'm a huge record guy, so I got to snag this one. But you just mentioned Generation X and all these other projects you do outside of your own band. Is there any like added pressure when you're doing those kind of gigs to maybe like, I don't know, maybe steal the show a little bit?
No, I think everybody. All you can do is just be who you are.
Hmm.
There is no stealing anything. I mean, it's like saying Black Sabbath is going to do a show with Pink Floyd and the Allman Brothers.
Mm.
All you can do is just be who you are. You know what I mean? Pink Floyd's just going to come out and be David Gilmour is just going to be David Gilmour. He's just going to be the best David Gilmour he can be. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, it's just like you go to a pizzeria. What's your favorite? Just all pizzas are good. It just depends on Father Steve said it the best. Father Steve Vai, he just goes, "Zakk, there is no such thing as the best. All it is what's your favorite." You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like, what's the best Led Zeppelin record? No, it's what's your favorite. Currently, what's your favorite Zeppelin record? You know what I mean? Like, lately I've been listening to a lot of whatever, because I wore out Visual Graffiti. So now lately I've been listening to Presence or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's not a matter. It's like, what's your favorite pizza? It's just, do you want, garlic and mushroom, or are we going straight up margarita? What do you want? You want sausage and pepper? What are we going with? So yeah, I think Steve hit the nail on the head with that one.
Yeah, because the reason I brought it up was because he was talking recently, within the last 6 months or so, about how you're just a hard act to follow. You're so intense and all that kind of stuff.
No, yeah, he's just it's. I just think I bring the comedic value. So yeah, that's the only reason why Steve put me on the bill. So has nothing to do with the guitar playing or sing or anything. It's just kind of like, yeah, let's put this goofy bastard on the bill. So he'll add some comic relief.
Yeah, as Slash told me one time, bring some levity to the program. Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
I know you've talked recently about Ozzy and how you're not, working on his new upcoming record and stuff. First of all, what did you think of Ordinary Man? I thought it was
great.
Yeah.
Andrew Watt and all the guys, I think they did an awesome job with it. I mean, when I heard Oz with the Post Malone thing, I thought it was great. He's singing great on it and everything like that. So, I mean, that's a whole different world and a different, it's an art in itself. If you take you have the rap section or whatever, and then whether they stick a Dido song in there, or you take a Black Sabbath bit, or you take Ozzy singing the chorus line, around the song. It's it's just a whole nother world of making music. But I thought it came out great. And the last album I thought was cool, and I think they're already like 15 songs in or whatever, to do the next record. But Oz is still doing his rehab and he's still doing everything. So, hopefully when everybody starts touring again, we'll be rolling. Oz is, like I said, with the rehab, his bench numbers up, his deadlift, his squat numbers are up. So, we got to get him back to Ozzy World Championship totals. And then we put him back out on the lifting platform and off we go.
Yeah, there you go. I guess we could all use a little bit of that. I remember the first time I met you. I don't know if you remember this. I don't expect you to, but I met you outside a hotel in Buffalo around 6 o'clock in the morning, 1991. And all we talked about was your Giants beating my Buffalo Bills at the time, the Super Bowl.
Oh, in the Super Bowl. Yeah. I mean, that was a good game, but it's just, yeah, that was pretty incredible.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. That of course, was, I want to say No More Tears and stuff. So
it's pretty amazing that the Bills didn't win a Super Bowl with that team, but I don't think you'll ever see it again where any team does 4 years in a row in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? But I mean, that alone is insane to consistently keep a team that good. I'm saying even the Patriots during their run with Captain America, they didn't do 4 in a row. You know what I mean? Whether you lost any in there or you won or whatever, I'm just saying the fact that you made it back 4 years in a row, that's insanity.
Yeah, and
we want with free agency and everything like that, to try and keep a core group of guys together. That's one thing. And I mean, to make it there 4 years in a row is insane.
Well, here in Detroit, the people would just like to see 4 playoff games.
Oh, the brutality. The brutality.
So
such unnicery.
Hey, I just mentioned Slash, and I've talked to Axl about this once. And I actually talked to Slash about this as well. You auditioned for Guns N' Roses back in the 1990s. Did you audition or just jam with them? Or
well, no, I don't think at this point there's any auditioning. You know what I mean? It's just like Ozzy. I mean, I'm just saying it's just like Jimmy Page is going to audition Paul Rodgers. I mean, they know each other, and it's just like, fellas, you want to get together and jam. You know what I mean? So, no, it was just a matter of, like, Axl called me up, and when we were working on Osmosis, and I was just like, he was like, Zakk, you want to get together and jam or whatever, because I've known Slash and everything like that since when I first joined Oz back in like 87, 88 when we were out here working on the record, and that's when Appetite started blowing up. I remember getting hammered with Slash and everything like that, and just becoming friends and everything like that. So, but I've known Duff over the years. I knew Matt when he was playing with the Cult, and it's just a matter of like everybody running into each other, and then everybody knows each other and everybody's friends. So, but I had never met Axl before and never talked with him. But he called me up and he was like, "Zakk, man, you want to get together and jam?" I said, "Well, I'm playing with the Boss right now. We're working on Osmosis and everything like that." So, in between playing in Paris and then when we were tracking in New York, when I come back to LA, I'd end up hooking up with the fellas in this rehearsal place. And then, we were just jamming stuff. And then just recorded some riffs over at Duff's house. But nothing came out about it. Nothing, there was nothing. It was just sitting around. And I was just like, I just told the fellas, my girlfriend, Barbara Ann, she was just like, well, if you can't buy me candy and you can't buy me flowers, I'm going to break up with you. So I told the guys, I was like, I'm sorry, guys, I got to go now. So I said, guys, I gotta get a job and make some money. I gotta put the band together and just start playing shows so I can make some money to buy her flowers and chocolates. So that's what happened. And then, and then that's how Black Label was born. And because I had to, make sure that my girlfriend was happy.
Exactly.
Sorry, fellas, I gotta go. So that's pretty much what happened. And that's when Black Label was born.
Yeah, I recall that. Yeah, because of course, late '90s stuff. Yeah, Axl one time told me, he said it was like watching a 2-headed snake going at each other with you and Slash, of course, in a good way. And then Slash said it was a little bit over the top, but it was cool. And he said that you guys jammed at the Complex Santa Monica Studios or something like that.
Yeah. It was like they had this big. It was like this big warehouse. Just like a massive the room was massive, like a storage unit, like a massive storage unit with the whole band was set up in there with like a PA and everything like that. But no, it was I had a blast on it. So
did you play Guns N' Roses songs?
No, we didn't jam any GNR. We're just jamming some stuff, just jamming riffs and stuff like that. But no, we didn't go through, GNR songs and or anything like that. But like I said, it was a good time though.
Yeah. So JD said he wanted to know your favorite action figure outside Evel Knievel.
Favorite action figure. Well, I've got a lot of them, but I mean, you can't go wrong with Richard Simmons. I mean, Richard Simmons just kicks so much ass between the shorts, the tank top. You talk about over the top. You got to go with Father Simmons, man. He's my powerlifting coach, and he's my he's my life coach and my powerlifting guru.
Have you ever met him before?
No, actually, I've never met him, but that would be the best. I'd have to take a picture with him with my Richard Simmons towel.
Dude, I met him one time way back in the day, and he was too tired to do an ID for me. Like, I mean,
it's the best.
I said, "Can you do an ID for me?" He's like, "Oh, I'm really exhausted." Like, you can't talk into a microphone?
That's the best. That's the best. Well, hey, can you cook? While you're cooking those eggs, can you make me an omelet? I'm too tired. I'm gonna have to use that. That's a good one.
Now, JD, he thought that your favorite action figure outside of Evil would be the $6 Million Man one.
Well, I got that guy, and then actually my buddy Father John, he hooked me up with the actual, the module that you could operate on them, and it's a space capsule. You know what I mean? That thing. He actually found that thing. So yeah, it's like brand new, like hasn't been opened or anything like that. Probably had to put the mortgage of his house up to get this thing, but it has the original box, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I met Oscar Goldman one time. I never got a chance to meet Steve Austin.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he said something cool. Like, yeah, $6 million doesn't get you much these days.
It's $6 million. Then it's just like, I'll ask for $1 million.
Hey, by the way, Darren McCarty says hello. I was going to try to sneak him in the studio.
Father Darren's the greatest. He's a Black Label brother as well.
Yeah, I was going to try to sneak him in the studio here and have him sit behind me, at the end, but he couldn't.
He's the best. JD kidnapped him. I remember one day when we were out on the road with Black Label. He was at JD's house for about like a week. We were out on the road. We kidnapped him. We took him out on the road with us. He was in the Black Label sub, just cruising around with us drinking the whole time.
Yeah, he told me that he actually drank so much one night that you weren't sure how he was going to do. So you laid down and slept right next to him in the bus.
Yeah, why not? I just had to make sure he'd be okay. I have to look after him. Yeah,
for those who don't know, Darren McCarty.
He could pummel 10 guys at once out on the ice. I just gotta make sure. Well, I just had to, in case I had to clean up, and whether he pukes all over the rug or whatever. Just make sure the bus looked nice in the morning.
Well, he was good, and he talks about those days fondly. And of course, he's got his jacket and the whole thing. Last time we saw you at the machine shop in Flint, there he was up there.
Yeah, totally. That was a great time.
So
for sure.
Well, listen, Zakk, any parting words for you? None More Black, the box set. By the way, is that box set indestructible?
I'm not sure if it's indestructible. Like I said, though, it's a wonderful cutting board. You can fight crime with it. You can make amazing hors d'oeuvre trays for your friends to impress them and delight them.
Can you imagine after all these years, you put this huge piece of music out, with your band? It's got to be pretty cool. Like we're just talking about 22 years ago today, your first record came out.
Well, I mean, the best is up at in the Vatican in the studio. I have all my old guitar player magazines and stuff like that, but I have Keith Richards is on the cover of one of them, and it says Keith Richards, 16 years in the Rolling Stones. And I'm just thinking about, we're all laughing. I mean, they're actually going on 60 years. But 16 years back then. I think the magazine's from like 70, whatever, because they started in 62. But it's just it was from the 70s. So but I'm just thinking to myself, 16 years was a massively big deal back then.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, that's uncharted territory because most rock bands don't make it 10 years. I'm saying even back then, you know what I mean? Back in the 60s and the 70s. So 16 years was like uncharted territory. Now they're going on 60.
Well, you're going on what, almost 35 since you joined Ozzy, right? Or 30?
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty insane. I mean, I just, because, even when my dad turned 80, I remember, my pops passed away when he was 89, but I remember, World War II, D-Day, Omaha Beach, the whole 9 yards. But when he turned 80, he goes, "Oh, son, you can only turn 40 twice." I remember that was the running joke, but it was just, but yeah, he was just like, wow, he didn't, he doesn't feel like he's 80, because, you picture somebody that's 80 years old. My dad was just like, I can't relate to any of that, because my dad still worked all the way up until the day he passed away, working at the gas station, the whole 9 yards, pumping gas, and loved it, because everybody would come in on the night shifts and hang out with my dad, all the police, everybody. But everybody knew my dad in the neighborhood, so they'd all come in bringing him coffee, donuts, Dunkin' Donuts, whatever, so, and just solving the problems of the world, so my dad loved it. But, so he's got something to do. But no, but he never, when he was 80, he was just like, man, where did time go? So to him, like World War II didn't seem like that long ago. He was just like, man, it doesn't seem that long ago. But no, I agree. I mean, even with Oz, I mean, it must be kind of crazy, for him. Whenever I talk stories with him, he's telling me about things that happened in 72, in 69, or like when he talked about when the Beatles came out, it was like, Zakk, everything was better. He said, like, everything tasted better. The water, porn was better. Everything was better when the Beatles were out. But yeah, it's just, but no, he remembers everything like it was yesterday,
Yeah. Now, what your father, like my mother passed away, believe it or not, 29 years ago on Sunday. So I was only just starting my career. So your dad got to watch a lot of your career. I mean, what did he
it was pretty crazy. I mean, yeah, I was truly blessed with that. My mom and dad, before both of them passed away, actually saw me play Brendan Byrne Arena with the Boss. And so they cut, my mom and dad are like the best because they were, they're Sinatra generation, you know what I mean? And so the whole thing is, I remember, Brendan Byrne Arena. My mom and dad are dressed like they're going to a Sinatra show, a suit and tie, the whole night dress. And all I remember, some security guy was like, "You guys got credentials to be around here?" So it's like, yeah. They always go to Ozzy shows, you know what I mean? They were just at a Motorhead gig the other week, Iron Maiden, Priest, There'll be the King Diamond show next week. Mom and dad are huge black metal church burning fans. What do you mean they need credentials? Or they either that or they're lost. They're going to be at an Ozzy gig. But that was pretty funny.
Share that with your parents like that with some of these rock stars.
No, it was actually pretty cool. And then when my mom and dad would like talk with Ozzy, I mean, Ozzy would like hang out with would rather talk with my dad than hang out with me. I mean, obviously because Ozzy's such a World War II buff. He'd pick my dad's brains on, all the World War II stuff. But yeah, it was definitely pretty cool, man, for sure.
That's awesome. Well, Zakk, continued success, of course. None More Black is out, and hopefully we'll see you on a stage near us sooner rather than later.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. Always great catching up with you, brother.